Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome back to another video or whatever. Wow, it's been a long time, right? It's been a long time. So much has happened. I quit a job. I'm starting a new job. What's new, right? Story of my life. So first of all, welcome back to another video. I've missed you guys. It's been a while. So much is going on in my life right now, but good things, optimistic things. Kind of putting a pause on the love life, or the non-existent love life actually, because of my health. My health is not the best right now. My doctor said that I have a fatty liver, so that I need to really lose weight. It's like imperative, meaning very important that I do it soon. So it's really hard. Wow, what is that? It's really hard, especially when you grow up with no nutritional education, not knowing what's good for you, what's bad for you. I know now what's good for me and what's bad for me, but those habits were already, ingrained in me from a young, age. So it's hard to undo those habits. Just like any drug habit, food is my drug. I don't even know how, because I have an addictive personality. I still don't know how I gave up alcohol, but I did. And I know that I can also give this up too. I just need to really lock in and just focus and just kill it, like I do with everything else that I do in life. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Challenge accepted, I guess, but the reason why it's early in this foggy LA morning is because my old boss, he's an attorney in immigration law. He called me New Year's Day to wish me a happy new year and to find out what I'm doing. I told him I'm working, a new job. I'm really happy. I just got a promotion, etc. He's like, oh really, where? I'm like, giving him the details of everything that I'm doing. And he's like, you're a hard worker. I knew you would get there. You deserve it. No pressure. I just wanted to reach out to you first and foremost to wish you a happy new year, but also, I'm not gonna lie, I want you back. The reason I left was because he wasn't paying me much. I think he was paying me, and I'm very transparent. If this helps anyone, go ahead and take what you will. I was making, I think back in 2020, right after COVID, so 2021, a friend of mine recommended me to him, because her friend was working for him and she was gonna leave, I think, for another job, and he asked her if he could recommend somebody. And at the time I was looking for work. I had just left the job remotely and I didn't want to go back to the office because I didn't feel safe yet, so I ended up quitting that one. And I was like, okay, COVID's over, I need to go back to work. It's been a year since COVID. So my friend's like, this guy, he needs an assistant, a legal assistant. He's paying $18 an hour. At the time, for 21, it was pretty good, because the minimum wage, I believe, was $15, right? So I was like, oh, that's pretty good, whatever, just for right now, right? Just to get back in the game and just figure things out. So I went back to work. I love the area. It's in the border of Montebello and Whittier, which is a very suburban, quiet neighborhood. It's Hispanic conservative, a lot of military, very clean, very, very conservative people. So I liked it at first because I'm a pretty conservative person. I know y'all don't believe that, those of you that know me, but I grew up very conservative, a hardcore Catholic, just like a Republican, and I was always denying my homosexuality. those feelings just would never go away. And so eventually I did become more liberal, just based on the fact of how the Republican Party tends to view homosexuality and LGBTQIA people. So then I ended up becoming more liberal. I'm going on a tangent. However, back to the story. I felt comfortable and at home in that area. Fast forward to 2023, I want to say. Yeah, 2023. I was just like, I'm not really growing here. I feel like he's never going to give me a raise. Like, he would give me a bonus every Christmas, but like, I wasn't getting a raise, and it had already been 2 years. I was happy, but I was stuck. Like, I wasn't moving up, and I always like to move up. So I ended up having a conversation with him and let him know that I needed to go explore options because, I just felt like the time wasn't right for me to continue being there. I also said that I wanted to spend more time with my parents, which at the time it was true because my dad wasn't doing so well. So at the time it was true. He offered to have me work 4 days a week and pay me the same. So he actually gave me like a free day to do that. It worked out for a while. I stayed an extra, I want to say 4 months, but then I still wanted to leave, and I ended up looking, and I found other places that were hiring, that were paying like 21, 22. And so I ended up putting in my 2 weeks, which turned into another month, because I'm always like that. I always give 2 weeks, but I end up staying a month, just because they need me and they ask me as a favor if I can stay a little longer. So I always end up staying a month. I did end up leaving. He kept my number, he kept my email, because he said, you never know, things can change. And like, yeah, he was right, because it didn't work out at my next employer. I worked in Glendale for an employment law firm. It was good, but it was too small, I would say. And they were trying to have like a family atmosphere, and they would use that to, like, I don't know, motivate you. Like, you're not pulling your weight, which I knew I was, but I don't like, one thing about me is I don't like to be gaslit. I don't like things to be told that are not true as a tool to motivate me to do something that you want. Why don't you just be honest and say, I want you to do this, and then I'll do it? Or, be more like this, and then I'll try. But don't tell me that I'm dumb or that I'm naive or whatever, because I know I'm not. Like, maybe I make a mistake, but that rubbed me the wrong way. So then I started looking somewhere else on that job too after a year, and I found the job that I currently had, up until Friday. Today is Monday. So on this job was a lot even more pay. So I ended up leaving for 22, which is a $4 raise. And then at this job, I was making $23.50, so $1.50 more. And everything was good until they approached me and said, like 3 months into the job, they approached me and said, hey, like, we have this night guy who's leaving. Can you please take over him? A lot of us here have kids, and we can't really stay overnight because we have to go home. I kind of felt that was a little unfair for them to target me because I didn't have kids. But I was like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, I do feel safe at night. I mean, I'm a man at the end of the day, even though I am trans. But, I do have the confidence to take care of myself. And growing up in a very dangerous neighborhood, I've always felt like I had to walk around with like eyes behind my back. So I've always been like that, vigilant and like very on guard. So like working in downtown overnight, it didn't really faze me, or so I thought. Because once I started the job, mind you, they said they would give me a promotion, a raise, within a week or two of the job. I never brought it up. That's my fault, because I get wrapped up in the work. I forget things that, were discussed. So I ended up working there like 3 extra months. So I had been there for 6 months. And I'm like, hey, what about my promotion? Like, you guys promised me a promotion. So I brought it up and they just ignored me, completely ignored me. Another month passed by. I sent a follow-up email like, hey, I would like to discuss this. What's going on? I finally get a message back letting me know that in a week they're gonna have a meeting with me to discuss my promotion. Like, for me to talk about why I think I deserve it. Mind you, I didn't even ask for one. They offered it to me. Sorry, I just need to start getting ready because work will sneak up on me. So anyway, so yeah. So then fast forward, the day before I was supposed to get my freaking meeting for the promotion, I messed up big time. I ended up uploading the wrong document to the court's website, and the case got delayed because of my fault. And I ended up having to sign a legal document saying it was my fault. I didn't submit the correct document, human error. And like, please don't give judgment to this attorney because of my mistake. Like, it was a bad mistake. They almost lost the account, which is a lot of money, from this law firm because of my mistake. Like, they almost lost faith in us. But of course, they understood that it was a human error. Anyone can mess up. This was all happening because I was fatigued and my health wasn't doing too good. At that time, I think that's when I ended up being diagnosed with diabetes. My doctor's like, what's going on? You're under a lot of stress. I said, yeah, I have a new role at night. I'm not used to working at night. And I think all that contributed to my autoimmune deficiency. Like, it just did. Where I lost a lot of weight. I ended up like feeling very tired. If I would eat something that I really loved, like unhealthy, like menudo, I would get the worst migraines. And yeah, I just knew I was sick. I was like, this isn't normal. What's going on in my body? I never get migraines, and I ended up getting really bad migraines. My eyes would hurt. My skin started to dry up. My eyes would like burn because I'm staring at the fucking screen all day at night. And my body was awake when it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be up at 1 o'clock in the morning working. Like, your body should not be active at that time, or your brain should not be active at that time. It worked out for a while. I think you've learned from my past videos that, my partner who was supposed to help me wasn't really the best at helping me. He would call out a lot because at the time the World Series was going on. He loves the Dodgers, and he would call out every time the game would be on. So all that got me frustrated. I ended up telling them that, actually I wasn't even looking to leave, but I was like, being a trooper and staying there and fighting through all the bullshit. Like, I cried a lot of times, just like, when is this gonna end? When am I gonna get more help? Why aren't they hiring anyone else? And yeah, anyway, the day of my meeting to discuss my error, they ended up still giving me the promotion. They said, you deserve the promotion. We're not gonna deny it because of one mistake you made. And rightfully so, because everyone makes mistakes. I feel like everyone told me that they also had to sign that paper because they fucked up too, and I didn't know that. That made me feel better. I thought I was the only one in the office that had to go through that. And no, they were like, no, that's normal. Like, a lot of us did that already, and so don't feel like you're alone. Yeah, so anyway, they gave me a promotion, so I ended up I went from $23.50 to $25. They gave me $1.50 raise. I was happy and everything until New Year's comes around, and my boss, the immigration attorney, calls me, and he's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't do family law anymore. I'm only doing immigration. I think you would be perfect for my new office, and I want you to be the manager. I was like, fuck, well, I mean, I'm making this much, and I know that it's a big difference from what you used to pay me, like, what, $7 more an hour? And I knew he couldn't afford me, but I just wanted to let him know, like, this is the reason why I'm not coming back. It's not because I don't want to, it's because you can't afford me. Like, let's just be honest. He's a small firm compared to a large corporate, like, corporation. who's making millions of dollars a year. He was like, wow, that's crazy that you're making that much, but congratulations, I knew you could do it. Well, I guess, keep my number just in case. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, forget about it. I go back to work, and like a week later, he won't let it go. He's like, well, how about, I can't match it, but how about this number? He gave me a number. I really don't want to say what number it is, just because it's very personal. I know I'm saying everything else. Okay, fine, I'll say it. It's 23. It's 23. Obviously, it's still less than 25. I was like, why would I regress, like go backwards, instead of like stay on and keep moving up? But I knew that if I were to go back to this attorney, that I would be a lot healthier. At the time when I was working for him, I was going to the gym before and after work, because the gym is right next to his business. And I was just eating a lot healthier. I was happy. Time would fly by. Like, I did 2 years with him like nothing. And at this place, those 6 months felt like 5 years. I kid you not. It was just a lot, a lot of pressure. It's fast paced. Every day something's going on. A lot of days someone calls out, you're like, more stress is on you. This attorney, every day was, I don't want to say easy, because that job is not easy either, but it's not chaotic. There's more organization, and the attorney would never make me feel bad for messing up, which is what I like the most, because here they made you feel bad for anything. They would have a meeting with you and say, how could you do this? Like, you let us down. Like, really dramatic, I would say. Where I was just like, wow, like, nobody messes up. Like, I know I'm not the only one that messes up, But the attorney would never do that. He would just be like, it's okay, it happens. Like, nothing is unfuckable. Like, I'm gonna fix it, whatever. Da, 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 da. So, yeah, it wasn't like anything crazy. It was pretty chill. So, why are these people trying to cut me off? I can't. Anyway. So, yeah, crazy me decided to go back. And I ended up giving them a 2 weeks notice. So this is where it gets crazy. They ended up having a conversation with me and saying, why are you leaving us? Like, we're happy with you. You just got your promotion. Like, do you want more money? We could offer you $2 more. So they were willing to pay me $27 to stay. And I thought about it, and I was like, wow, like, fuck. I didn't even think of making that. I've never made that much ever. And it was pretty crazy, because I was like, why did I turn that down? Now that I think of it. But I knew that they would add more stress and more responsibilities if I accepted. I just know them. They're very manipulative in that way, and they want to get their money's worth. So I was just like, no, I don't really think I can do that. I've already accepted, and I really want to go back into immigration. Mind you, Trump just got voted. He's deporting a lot of people. A lot of those people are my clients from the past, and they are being separated from their families. So I couldn't just sit back and not do anything. Like, I wanted to do something. They're always on my mind. I consider them like friends, because I've known them. I've worked with them for those 2 years, and I made a connection. So I was just like, mind you, I'm also an immigrant. My parents came to this country, in the 80s, and yes, they didn't do things legally, but because of them, I'm able to have the life that I have now. And because of them, I'm an American citizen. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be American. That's just period. I'm not gonna act like I was given everything with a silver spoon. Like, I've had to work, for everything that I have. And my parents gave me the best opportunity to do that. They paid for my college education. They paid for my high school education. They just gave me the right start to go ahead and succeed. And it's up to me to continue to do that. So why wouldn't I pay that forward to other families that are here to follow their dreams as well? It seems right. But yeah, I told them no. I told them I wasn't willing to stay any longer. So the guy that actually I took over, he ended up coming back, and they gave him $30 to replace me, which is perfect, because I'm like, you got what you wanted. This guy he left in the first place because he lived in Anaheim, and he was like, I can't keep this up anymore. Like, working at night and then driving home is crazy from downtown. And for some reason, I guess money talks. He came back for that amount. So So I was happy he came back because I'm like, now they'll stop bothering me. But the fact that they paid him that much, I was just like, wow. You know, and I held it down for a year. I was there for almost a year. I think I did 10 and a half months. So if they were happy with me, they would have let me go already. Yeah, but the fact that I left on my own, under my own terms, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Anyway, today's my first day back with the attorney. I'm happy. I just have a really close connection to the Salvadorian community. My sister-in-law, shout out Luz, love you girl. She's Salvadoran. My nieces and nephews are half Salvadoran. I love Salvadoran people. The lady that's gonna train me is Salvadoran. She is like one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. She studied in El Salvador, like computer technology, and she's shown me like Excel, like you would not believe. Like she's just a wizard when it comes to Microsoft Office, and I learned so much working with her. So I'm excited to like be a sponge to her tutelage and to absorb as much knowledge as possible, because you know it's something like I would pay for her knowledge. Like I would pay for like the lessons she's taught me. Like to me that's invaluable. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I digress. You know, I digress. I'm ready to begin a day with her. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? Oh, by the way, Luka Doncic is a Laker. This shit happened like yesterday. It's crazy. The internet was going wild. But yeah, Luka Doncic is a Laker. Shout out Anthony Davis. Goodbye, boo. I mean, you know, glass man. You know, you didn't do your best, but you know, you tried. You definitely tried. And thank you for the 2020 championship. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, yeah, I hope you all have a beautiful day. You know, te la lavas and all that noise. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye. Double kisses. People are looking. I don't want to.